we move to video number 10. It is topic number 10, a case study. In this slide, we'll be looking at the case studies of principles of insurance. The concept of insurance is risk distribution among a group of people, hence cooperation becomes the basic principles of insurance. To ensure the proper functioning of an insurance contract, the insurer and the insured have to uphold the 7 important principles of insurance mentioned below. First one is utmost good faith, then proximate cause, then insurable interest, then indemnity, subrogations, contributions. Last one is loss minimization. As far as the principles of utmost good faith is concerned, the fundamental principle is that both the parties in an insurance contract should act in good faith toward each other. They must provide clear, concise information related to the terms and conditions of the contract. Example, take for example Jacob is a person who took a health insurance policy. At the time of taking insurance, he was a smoker and failed to disclose this fact. Later, he got cancer. In such a situation, the insurance company will not be liable to bear the financial burden as Jacob concealed important fact. So, whatever the situations, when a person taking an insurance policy, he should disclose all the material fact. He should not conceal any kind of informations from his side. At the same time, the insurance companies also must disclose all the material fact, clear informations regarding their policy, terms and conditions of the policies. So in this case, both the insurer and the insured must disclose their correct informations at the time of entering into the contract. This is what we call the principles of utmost good faith. This is applicable to both the parties, insurance company as well as the customer. Next is principles of proximate cause. This is also called as principles of causa proxima, or the nearest cause. This principle applies when the loss is a result of 2 or more causes. The insurance company will find the nearest cause of loss to the property. If the proximate cause is the one in which the property is insured, then the company must pay compensation. If it is not the cause the property is insured against, then no payment will be made by the insured. Example, due to fire, a wall of building was damaged and the municipal authority ordered it to be demolished. While demolition, the adjoining building was also damaged. The owner of the adjoining building claimed the loss under the fire policy. The court held that fire is the nearest cause of the loss to the adjoining building and the claim is payable as the falling of the wall is an inevitable result of the fire. In the same example, the wall of the building damaged due to fire fell down due to the storm before it could be repaired and damaged an adjoining building. The owner of the adjoining building claimed the loss under the fire policy. In this case, the fire was a remote cause and the storm was the proximate cause, hence the claim is not payable under the fire policy. Next, principles of insurable interest. It says that the individual must have an insurable interest in the subject matter. It means that the subject matter for which the individual entered the insurance contract must provide some financial gain to the insured. Example, the owner of vegetable cart has an insurable interest in the cart because he is earning the money from it. However, if he sells the cart, he will no longer have an insurable interest in it. The claim the amount of insurance, the insured must be the owner of the subject matter, both at the time of entering the contract, at the time of the accident. Principles of indemnity. It says the insurance is done only for the coverage of loss. Hence, the insured should not make any profit from the insurance contract. In other words, the insured should be compensated the amount equal to the actual loss or not the amount exceeding the loss. The owner of a commercial building enter an insurance contract to recover the cost for any loss damage in future. If the building sustains structural damages from fire, then the insurer will indemnify the owner for the cost to repair the building by way of reimbursing the owner for the exact amount that he spent on the repair, or by reconstructing the damaged areas using its own authorized contractors. Principles of subrogation. Subrogation means one party stands in for another. As per this principle, after the insured, that is, the individual has been compensated for the incurred loss to him on the subject matter that was insured, the rights of the ownership of that property goes to the insurer, that is the company. Subrogation gives the right to the insurance company to claim the amount of loss from the third party responsible for the same. Example, if Mr. A gets injured in a road accident due to reckless driving of a third party, the company with which Mr. A took the accidental insurance will compensate the loss occurred to Mr. A and will also sue the third party to recover the money paid as claim. Principles of contribution. Contribution principle applies when the insured takes more than one insurance policy for the same subject matter. It states the same thing as in the principles of indemnity, that is, the insured cannot make a profit by claiming the loss of one subject matter from the different policies or from different companies. Example, a property worth rupees 5 lakh is insured with the company A for rupees 3 lakhs and with the company B for rupees 1 lakh. The owner, in case of damage to the property for 3 lakhs, can claim the full amount from company A, but then he cannot claim the any amount from B. Now company A can claim the proportional amount reimbursed value from company B. Next, principle of loss minimization. This principle says that as an owner, it is obligatory on the part of the insurer to take necessary steps to minimize the loss to the insured property. The principle does not allow the owner to be irresponsible or negligent just because the subject matter is insured. Example, if a fire breaks out in your factory, you should take reasonable steps to put out the fire. You cannot just stand back and allow the fire to burn down the factory because you know that the insurance company will compensate for it. Thank you.